Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jay. Today I've come to give you a bit of a tutorial on something called pellet splines slash scatter splines. I'm not really sure what everyone's calling them yet, but they're pretty cool. I'll show you what they are in a second. I've had quite a few people ask me to tell them how to do this stuff, so I thought I'd make a bit of a tutorial and be the first one, or hopefully the first one, to make a tutorial on this kind of stuff. They're really cool. They kind of came with my like the Brazil style that came a couple of weeks back, but they're definitely usable in any kind of intro. So for example, here I got a Brazil style, and you got these little pellets working as a spline. I definitely like these. As you can see, I made the helix come round in front of it, which is a pretty cool effect. I've also got more up there, and I've got another example on my newest intro that I'm making right now. There you go, that's really cool. And then them as well, and them. So yeah, so I'm just going to move into my new window that I just made. Best to get all your settings done, and you basically your whole intro. I'm not going to make any text right now. So the first thing you want to do is get a cube, just a normal cube. Just click up here. Now you want to make the cube really, really small. So I'm just going to make all the X, Y, and Z 5. So we got like this pretty. What have I done? Pretty small pellet right here. I'm just going to put a mo text for just to show what scale I'm talking about. Thank you for finally loading. Yeah, so I'm going to make this around 7 for each, and then you want to make one of the sides longer than the other. So I'm going to do the X and make it into a pellet shape, just like that. So kind of like a oblong or a rectangle, cuboid, I suppose that's the word. Okay, so now you want to make the path that the cube array is going to follow. I usually just use a helix for this, so I'm just going to upgrade the height and the end angle just to put more in, stretch it out and rotate. There we go. So where this lines are, that's where it can travel, although we won't use it all today. So that's pretty cool. You create a nice effect with that. So now what you're going to do is simply create a cloner and put the cube inside the cloner. As you can see, it's cloned 3 of these, which is just the default setting. This is in the linear setting, so if you change that to radial, it would turn into a circle, or grid into a 3D grid. We want it to be object, and you want to just click this, but do not let go yet, and drag it into this. Drop it, and then as you can see, it'll be there, and the helix will still be in your port here. So as you can see, it's kind of duplicated each one across this spline, but not really the way that we want it to. So what we want to do now is click the cloner and click transform. So as you can see, this isn't really looking the right way. It's kind of the wrong pellet shaped. So what you're going to do is just adjust the rotation of H 90 degrees so that it is facing this, as you can see. So that's facing the right way now. Now go back to your object tab and zoom out until you can see the majority of the spline. So that's fine. you want to play around with this end and start value down here. So I'm just going to drag the end down until it's fairly bunched up. So it's fairly like how you'd actually want it in the intro. So that's kind of the length that I'd want it. And now just simply upgrade the count to, let's say 50 for now. So this is kind of created like a weird snake thing with different segments, but that's not what we want. We want it to all be kind of floating around this helix. So you just click cloner, MoGraph, effector, random, and as you can see, without even touching the random effector, it has made it look awesome, just like it does on mine. So I think I've made, yeah, I forgot to put that one there. So as you can see, that's really cool. So now, if you want to, depending on like the scale of your intro, you may want to move your pellets up and around. You can do the strength and make it look like different things. You can rotate it, whatever you really want. So for now, you kind of want to animate it because now it doesn't really move. So what you do is, when you've got your end value to somewhere like stretch, so you don't want it too below, but about there is fine. Hold Control, click End and Start, and then go to a couple of frames ahead. I'm going to go to 70 and zoom out and drag End to where you want the spline to end, stop spinning, and then Control click that little dot, then grab the start so it looks like it did and it was before. Oops. Grab the start so it looks like the same length it was before, and Control click. Now it has done that, which is fine. So let me just move this keyframe here. Now you may be thinking that maybe you've got some camera transition before this spline comes in and it zooms out, and you don't want to be seeing this not moving at all, or like where it's not meant to be. So you go to like the frame before, like the last frame you want it to be off, click your cloner, go to basic, change visible in editor to off, visible in renderer to off, and Control click both of them. Then go to the next one and change them both to on, and Control click that. That will make it turn on and off. And then you simply duplicate both of them. Actually no, don't duplicate them. Go to frame 70, click your cloner, Control click on, and then next frame, Control click off. This will make it off, on, go, turn off. And of course you can move these keyframes about by dragging the timeline and make it go slower or faster. The final thing is texturing these. So they usually can just take the same textures you use on your intro. So I'm just going to go to my personals, light, mattes, and my irons, and just click that one, and click a colour as well if you want to like mix it up and stuff. So I've got red, shitty red. I haven't finished all of this yet. Blue, there we go. So then you go into your cloner, and I can add this silver to the cubes and click seamless. So there you go, and it's got the texture on the cubes. As you can see in my Chrome intro, I've got pink ones and silver ones, and that's actually much easier to do than you may think. It doesn't require any duplicating at all. You simply duplicate your cube there and drag it in to below the cloner, but make sure it's not in the other cube or it won't work. And then simply change the texture that's on it, and it will change half of the pellets that you've got to all the texture. Don't worry about it though, because will never change the count. It will simply say if you've got 2 objects in there and you set it to 6 count, 3 will be of the first object and 3 will be of the second object, for example. So I can do that as many times as I want, and it will not affect the count of things. So that actually looks really bad with the red and blue and the silver, but you get the point. So yeah, so that has been a tutorial on how to make pellet splines. I definitely recommend everyone using them. I'm definitely going to be using them in my next few intros. They work with Brazil style and like the normal style. You can like make raindrops like fall. You can make like C4D particles or explosions out of these pellets simply by changing cloner modes to something like radial, and you know, it explodes, something like that. So the possibilities are pretty much nearly endless with this. So yeah, this has been Jay with a pellet tutorial. See ya.